NBA fans, welcome back to my channel. Jordan versus LeBron. Okay, let's talk about Klutch Sports, LeBron and Rich Paul. The truth about Klutch Sports, LeBron and Rich Paul. Never trust a guy with two first names that are last names. So let's get into this. I mean, we're only going by what we know and what they'll tell us, but we can go by what doesn't make sense either. And that's what we're going to do in this one. We're going to go by what doesn't make sense by what they are telling us, because what they're telling us about Klutch Sports makes no sense at all. And we're going to go through this. It's kind of like a three-part thing. It's all going to be in this video right here. So, and I don't know why more people haven't come out and did videos about Klutch Sports. But when we look at who they are and what they represent and who started this whole thing, it really doesn't make any sense. Many people say that LeBron started this company, and we'll see as we go through this. Did LeBron really start this company? Who really started this company? And so let's do it. So Klutch Sports, we're not going to go through all this, but we'll go through some of it. Founded in 2012. Founder, Rich Paul. Okay, the headquarters in LA. In area served worldwide. So who owns the company? It says founder. Is that an owner? I'm not sure about that. Just because you found something, that doesn't mean you own it. Okay. Second of all, we're able to see when you go to clients on here on Klutch Sports, they'll tell us that the clients right now, and you can get clients from the past, but when you go to media clients, they're nowhere to be found. Okay. And when you look it up on Google, it says founders. I mean, my fault. It says owners. But when you press on there, it just brings up Rich Paul again. It won't go to none of the other owners. Okay, so somebody else owns the company, but they won't tell us who owns the company. And I really don't call it exposing, but we're going to speak truth on this because this whole thing doesn't match up. And as we'll see, Rich Paul is no other than nothing more than a puppet. He knows nothing about sports talent. He knows nothing about business. He knows nothing about sports clients, and anything in that field he knows nothing about. Okay, and we're going to read about that in a minute. But it says here, of course, they're in Los Angeles. They're in Cleveland. They're in New York, and they're in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, they done got this big off of this one guy, Rich Paul, right? Rich Paul is this brilliant dude, but we're gonna see really how brilliant this guy is as we read along and see what we got here. Like to me again, it's amazing you cannot see none of the media that works for Klutch Sports, because we all know Nick Wright, he works for Klutch Sports, and all of a sudden, the whole entire media is just kissing LeBron's butt. And we're going to show you that Rich Paul did not start this company. First of all, you're going to have to question what kind of money, where'd he get the money to start this company, and why LeBron would even go work with this guy. So we're going to talk about that in a second, and we're going to read proof to show that this whole thing is a sham. By the time you get to the end of this video, we're going to show this is a sham. So let's get into Rich Paul. Let's get into his life. Okay, we're not going to get into his upbringing and childhood, because it's always the same with these people. They didn't have a father. And I'm not just trying to point out black because he's black, but it just seems like the same case. Didn't have a father, grew up rough, and all this stuff, and blah, blah, blah. So let's get into later on when he graduated high school and in this story that they give us right here, that to me, in the long run, it doesn't make no sense. And we'll get into the ultimate bigger story right here. And we're getting this off of Wikipedia. And they get this off of what LeBron and Klutch Sports had told them, and everybody else affiliated with LeBron told them. So after graduating high school, Paul was mentored by distant replays owner Andy Hyman on selling vintage jerseys. So this guy was selling jerseys, okay? He will buy throwback jerseys from Atlanta and sell them out of his trunk in Cleveland. He he would go all the way to Atlanta and then come back to Cleveland, obviously, okay. In 2002, well, he's from Cleveland, so I guess so. In 2002, he met LeBron James at Akron Airport, where James was impressed by Paul's authentic Warren Moon throwback jersey. The two exchanged contact information, and soon Paul has sold James a Magic Johnson Lakers jersey and a Joe Namath Rams jersey. Okay, what? Okay. keep this whole story in mind for a little bit later, how this makes any sense right here to do with them coming together and stuff like that. He just happened to see LeBron, out of all people, he sold LeBron James a jersey. This guy, it doesn't talk about he went to college for business. It doesn't talk about he went to college, period. It doesn't talk about he graduated high school and had a high GPA. Nothing like that. Nothing in here talks about him being business savvy. I wouldn't consider what do you call this? What's the word for this? When you're like selling stuff on the side of the road, something peddling or something like that. I wouldn't call this a business mind right here. Anybody can go out and do stuff like this. Okay. It doesn't say where he was getting this money from to go buy these, where he went. He would buy throwback jerseys from Atlanta and sell them out of his trunk in Cleveland. I mean, I'm not trying to say the guy's dumb. I mean, because he's out there making money, and a lot of people want these throwback jerseys or whatever like that. But I'm talking about as far as a real business mind. You know, where's it at? So let's go ahead and read the rest of this, and we're gonna come to the conclusion of this whole thing. It's gonna get deeper than this. In 2003, after the NBA draft, LeBron asked Paul to be part of his small inner circle. Huh? How are they hanging out already? It just said that they kept in contact. So why would he be a part of his inner circle? This guy this is the king. This is the most touted player coming into the NBA, and you're telling me some dude from the side of the road with no kind of business degree, no kind of experience in basketball knowledge as far as business, you're just gonna all of a sudden what? Bring this dude to your inner circle? What? Like, how does this make any sense? To be a part of his inner circle, along with James' childhood friend Maverick Carter. Now that makes sense. Maverick Carter, come on, that's fine. This is his childhood friend. Rich Paul wasn't his childhood friend. And Randy Mims, another childhood friend. Paul quickly obligated. He would later start working under Leon Rose, who had negotiated James' extension with the Cavaliers in 2006 at creative artist um, agency. So all of a sudden, Chris Paul is going to go under a sports agent. Again, what school did he go to for business and to be a sports agent? What school? It never said he went to any school. So maybe he did go to school and they're not saying this. I want to see this guy's credentials. I mean, because when he gets up and he's doing those podcasts, he doesn't sound like a businessman to me. Okay, he sounds like an idiot. He tries to put things together that don't make any sense. He talks in the most basic ways and everything like that. And we're going to show you and see that he's not really a sports agent. He's a fraud. Okay? Under Leon Rose, who had negotiated LeBron's extension with the Cavs in 2006, and we went through that in 2012, Paul left, let me see, so that would be 6 years under this guy. Paul left Rose in CAA to start his own agency, Klutch Sports Group. And his first clients were James, Eric Bledsoe, Chris Tristan Thompson, and Corey Joseph. What school did this guy go to? What school did he go to? Let's keep going. In 2013, Paul enlisted agent and attorney Mark Termini to run the NBA contract and negotiations for Klutch Sports. So just when he founded Klutch Sports in 2012, okay, it didn't even get off the ground yet. You know, it's a company. In 2013, you pretty much starting a company. It's a year later, if not, months later. He hired an attorney and a sports agent. This dude, Mark Termini, to run NBA contract negotiations for Klutch. By the conclusion of their agreement in 2020, Termini negotiated $1.4 billion in NBA contracts for Klutch Sports agents, clients from 2014 to 2019. In 2019, United Talent Agency asked Paul to run its sports division through a partnership with Klutch and expand representing NFL and WNBA players. So Rich Paul, let's read the rest of this. In 2020, he accepted a position at UTA's board of directors. Paul also expanded its clients expanded clients at whatever. I'm done with this whole thing. Okay. Rich Paul founded this group. It doesn't say he's the owner. He hired an attorney and a sports agent to run Klutch Sports because he don't know what the hell he's doing. Okay. And people say, well, he's the owner. He ain't got to do that. Then he supposedly got a job with another agency to run the, to run the NFL and WNBA side of getting clients and players. So obviously he's just going to be the director. Okay, he's going to get somebody else who is an attorney, who is a real sports agent to run that. So first of all, I'm asking you, where did he get this money to start this agency? Where did he get this money from? What job has this guy ever had? He was in LeBron's circle. Before that, he was selling jerseys. Where did he get money to start Klutch Sports? And how business savvy is this guy really? I'm trying to tell you, LeBron sounds more intelligent than this guy when he's doing these podcasts. This guy sounds like an idiot. I'm trying to tell you, not an idiot, but he doesn't sound like a businessman. He just don't. That owns a business. This guy was selling jerseys out of the trunk of his car. And I'm not going to hate on that guy, whatever. It's a hustle. LeBron sees him at the airport in 2002, and they keep contact for some reason. I mean, this is like you keeping contact of a homeless person, and I'm not trying to be funny, a homeless person trying to get money or trying to sell you something on the side of the road. And you're about to go to the NBA and be the biggest thing ever. And you just want this guy to work for you. Okay? This guy wasn't some businessman trying to sell you something somewhere. And, like, come on. You got to be kidding me. Michael Jordan got left by the Chicago Bulls at the airport. Nobody picked him up. Okay? And when he got to Chicago after the draft, guess what? It was a limo driver that was there that said he would take Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan remembered that every single day of his life and always called this man. This guy became his limo driver every day. Okay? The times when he needed a limo or whatever like that. So Michael Jordan looked after him in that regard. But he wasn't about to make this guy his sports agent or let this guy run his company. I mean, are you kidding me? So this makes zero sense at all. Okay? Makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. And because of LeBron is in this agency, so wherever LeBron was last before he got into Klutch Sports, how come everybody wasn't going there because of LeBron? And why wasn't the media kissing LeBron's butt back then, before 2012, like they had been since 2012? Why? So it's obvious to me that LeBron started this company, probably gave Rich Paul the money. We really don't know that because when we go to owners, it won't let you click on there on Google. It says company owners, and it just, well, let you click on there. It just says Rich Paul. So it says owners, but it won't, elaborate who it is. It just say Rich Paul. And just because you founded something, that don't mean you own it. Okay? So obviously LeBron found this company. He knew he was in trouble. Once he lost those first two finals, he was in trouble. Okay? He could never be what Michael Jordan was, close to Jordan, or even a top 5 player. But it took him to be paying off media. I'm sure he done paid off Chris Broussard, Rich Parker, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, Nick Wright, all these type of characters to talk good about him. Okay? So this is just my opinion. Only a fool is going to meet somebody at the side of the road and let them, that was selling jerseys out of the side of a car, and then let them start a company for him. LeBron started this, or this guy be able to do this himself. It's ridiculous.